Hey guys, you're probably wondering, didn't I already watch this video? You did, but you're gonna watch this one anyways. No, not really. Here's my chicken hat. But here is the actual product. Another Samsung Galaxy S8 clone, this time after they got the design right. So let's take a look at the revised version 2.0 of the Samsung Galaxy S8 China edition. Now here's the old one. We already took a look at it. You guys know my opinion. I think it's an awful excuse for a phone to exist. The only reason it even is known or sold is because it's going under the branding of the S8. It's Batman approved. He owns phones before they're even released, the prototype models. Dual camera in the back, one of them being fake, incredibly chunky, and a design that matches the Samsung Galaxy S7 standard version. So the Chinese, seeing the error in their ways, went back to the drawing board and revised it. So the new version has curved edges on the screen. It has the fingerprint sensor on the back where it should be, in a design that matches the real one. So let's take a look at that. I'm actually super excited. When I saw this thing in pictures, I was very impressed at how close it looked to the real one. All right. And we have our monthly shipment of drug. Here we go. This made a journey overseas, so they wanted to pack it correctly. Oh my goodness. Ooh, okay, so I'm liking this trend in clones. They started sealing them up with plastic. So let's take a look at the old one and the new one. I think it's the exact same box, actually. This one kind of opened. This one actually says it has wireless charging. Interesting. The megapixels went up to 16 on the camera. 64-bit octa-core processor. It no longer says it has IP68 water resistance, which is sad. Kind of hoped that it would, not like this one even has it, but it also does say it has an AMOLED display. Interesting. Wow, this is to make it all official, like it's coming from Samsung or something. But all right, I'm gonna break the seal. Sorry, Samsung. Okay. Definitely not how the real one will arrive. Ooh, that is sleek. That's actually much better than the old one. Okay, so we've got Galaxy S8 Edge. Oh, guys, come on. If you went and looked at the leaks, you would have known it wouldn't be called this. It would have been called the S8 Plus. But, ooh, no more Batman. Now we've got Fire. Who deals with Fire? The guy from Suicide Squad. I can't really remember his name right now. I'm ashamed I had to look that up, but this is El Diablo's phone with the Fire. I watched the movie and I still couldn't remember it. My friend even dressed up like him for Halloween.
It says Dia.
Bro. You know, it's not Diablo, it's, you know, Bro.
But this one was owned by Batman. This one is by Diablo, and apparently participated in the Olympics. So, okay, let's go ahead and peel this off. But I can tell you already, the details have been made better. Look at that. You actually have a real functioning heart rate sensor in there. Well, at least it looks like it. This one just had one kind of printed on, literally just a little square of gray. This one actually has detail to it, so that is quite nice. Is this a button? No. So this actually might be a real Touch ID sensor. I'm not entirely sure, but they got the color very, very nice, very close to Samsung's original one. The borders are not rose gold as the real one is. Still has a micro SD. It's still quite chunky, not as chunky as this one, but they slimmed it down, but still a bit thick, a bit heavy, like super, super heavy. This weighs what two S7s would actually weigh. Okay. So we've got that labeled there. Set this in here. And look at that. Wow. That looks sleek. Oh, no. It's a fake. I seriously thought that would be real, but nope. Oh, man. So, okay. I'm going to try and power this on. There we go. But look at the screen. It's fake. It's literally just a black border to make it look like a curve. I am disappointed. I really wanted that to be real, but I guess for how much I paid for it, you really can't complain. Okay, I'll let that power up. See what's inside of here. Got Samsung branded stuff here. Ooh, this is so cheap, actually. I feel like I crushed it in my hand. So pretty basic stuff, nothing too exciting in the box. What's cool is that there is an always on display. So when you lock it, this is pretty much what will happen. Is this seriously an OLED display? Whoa, this seriously looks good. I'm impressed. This is the best looking display I've ever seen on a clone. There's no way that's a real OLED, is it? I think that is. No way. Otherwise, how would they get the pixels to turn off? I'm going to go ahead and turn all of my lights off and see if there's any backlight bleeding. That way I can tell if it's an LCD or not. Ah, I was scammed. It is a LCD. It just looks so good. For some reason, it had these really dark blacks, but it is illuminating the edges and the corners, so the whole display is working now. This isn't like an AMOLED where just the pixels with the time are going to be lighting up. The whole thing is. So I'm a little sad to see that. I thought it was a real OLED, but for the price, again, probably not going to get that. All right, so let's go ahead and get in here. Ooh, they have a really nice 8 wallpaper going here. They have a virtual home button too, just like the one in the Galaxy leaks. Wow, these guys are on top of their stuff. Only thing is they didn't call it the S8 Plus. That's the only negative I can see so far, but they probably have a very limited budget for each one, and what they did with it is quite impressive. They followed the rumors. They've got the fingerprint on the back, the camera, which looks just like it. It looks quite good. I bet some of you guys want me to remove this. Fine, I will do that. Oh, big and ugly FCC labels. Ugh. This actually works quite well. We've got our app switcher. We've got our back button. What is this over here? Oh, wow, that's super cool. That's just like on the Mi Mix. You can make the buttons disappear just by sliding up and down. That is neat. So it is a squared display, but still, it's one of the biggest I've ever seen on a clone, and probably the best and sharpest. It is very, very sharp. So let's go ahead and jump into here, into the settings, see what it's running. I have a feeling it's still gingerbread or some really, really old version. All right, about phone, and 8 cores, Android 6.0.1. A new Android phone that's not releasing with 7.1.1, what? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect to internet, download Antutu, and see what the real specs on this beast are. All right, so I finally got it. Let's go ahead and take a look at that information. So we've got a Mali 400. Ooh, the display actually is the sharpest I've ever reviewed on a clone. So usually it's like VGA quality, maybe 720p, but this one is actually QHD. That is amazing. So these guys were lying. 12.6 megapixel camera. Wow, bastards, every time. This one, although 5 megapixels, that was horrible. So this camera should do much better, over twice as good. The display was 720p on this one, and it did have the same GPU. So I'm actually anticipating very, very similar results here. Very interesting little detail they noticed. They got the right model number that was leaked as well in there. So specs are exactly the same. This one will probably do even worse than this one because it has a high resolution display. So anyways, let's go ahead and test this one and see how it compares to this and the real one. Oh my goodness, this thing is actually super hot. I wanted to see what the temperature got up to. Oh, 106, damn. All right, so this thing is quite hot under load. I'm sure that CPU is not optimized for a display like this. And the consensus is in. Let's take a look. So 21,524 versus the old one. It's even worse, and that's probably because of the display, honestly, as the specs seem to be the same. So not much faster. It definitely feels a little more optimized. It feels like they took more time on the Android OS version of things. So that's about 4, maybe 5 times slower than this one. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at that OS. Like I said, it is a little bit better. We've got the edge swipe here and emulates the real deal from Samsung. This one activates the flashlight. Cool. So let's see what's real and what's not. First off, these buttons, man, these are super, super cool. I'm glad that they copied the design, as before the phone is even released, they've got so many things right on this thing. So we've got our page over here. Only thing is the Android version is wrong. I don't think there's any 3D touch or anything like that. So let's see if the heart rate sensor is real. I'm not sure if this will use the flash or if that's a real heart rate sensor, but it certainly looks real. It's got the detail in there. Okay, so put my finger on there and click the start button. So it does turn on the flash, 70 BPM. Okay, it's very, very slow. Let's try the real one out, how fast and how it works in comparison. So it doesn't actually turn on the flash. It uses the little red part. So I'm guessing this one is fake. It basically uses the flash like any other app you can find in the App Store and use it on an iPhone. Taking a closer look, I was a fool to even think they would do that. So there's a very tiny sensor in there, and here there's just like a little pinhole camera or 2 of them completely fake. Now, how about that fingerprint sensor? Let's see if it actually does anything or is just for show. Fingerprint unlock. All right. Nothing is really happening here. Yeah, I think that thing is absolutely fake. Although it does look good and real, it doesn't actually seem to do anything. Oh, this thing even has an option for iris scanning. Really? Ooh. Does this thing seriously work? That's so funny. Okay, it scanned my eyes. What does that actually do? What? That seriously worked? So I'm guessing it uses kind of like a facial detection. There's no way this uses iris scanner or anything like that. I'm gonna cover up all of these other little sensors here. Yeah, it's just a picture. There's no way they stuck an iris sensor in this thing. But it does come with fake iris detection, which is cool. Doggo test. Can this dog fool the Chinese iris scanner? Nope. Seems to be somewhat secure at least. So I literally haven't done anything with this phone. As I've been holding it, this thing is slowly disintegrating. Look at the plastic on this thing. It's kind of coming off. It's sticking out. There's some glue right there. The casing is literally about to come off here. Could just nudge it off. It's held in with like adhesive or something. Well, that was a bit easy. Okay, didn't even have to try. Oh, that answers my question. Definitely a fake fingerprint reader, does nothing. And we've got a massive battery, got a speaker, charging port, and what else? What else? So it's hard to tell, but there's probably nothing in there. Pretty basic internals for a Chinese phone. I can tell that the frame is incredibly thick. They put a lot of metal in around the side. So I think this thing would actually do very well in a drop test, which I might do if you guys want me to. I'm gonna eject this guy, see if this thing actually comes with a micro SD. Oh, it does. Cool, so they got this thing right. You can put your SIM card in and a micro SD. Well, as far as I know, maybe there isn't the slot in there for it. But cool, that's the internals. Let's go ahead and try out that camera. In the camera, you don't actually get a setting for what quality you want. You just have high, fine, medium, and low. As for the camera, I don't think you can do resolution in here either. Picture size, oh, you can. 6 and 9, huh. It's a very, very limited setting for the camera. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what kind of footage we can get with it. All right, I already kind of hate this. So I had a whole segment planned out to film for you guys, but it won't record during the fine video quality, which is some BS. So instead, it looks a lot fuzzier. Like the camera literally won't allow you to film in higher definition. But I fed these chickens on camera. I didn't even realize it wasn't recording. This camera definitely looks better in the dark. Oh, come here. I freaking feed you and you won't let me pet you. Huh? Alright, so that's the rear camera. Here's the front shooter. The dark, how does it look? It looks pretty average, pretty bad. Not terrible, but super bad. Exposure handling. A couple last tests, so I just wanted to see how loud the speaker is. If it's anything to go by in the past, they're terrible. Just want to see how loud it gets. Alright, so I got 86.1 decibels. Galaxy speakers have never impressed me. They, to be honest, not even because I love the iPhone 7s, they're just awful. Alright, so I got 86.1. What do we got on this one? Oh, that fuzzy sound though. Oh my goodness, this thing is bad. So I got about 75.9 decibels consistently out of this speaker. Pretty bad. Oh, and lastly, they claimed to have wireless charging. So I want to show you guys what's going to happen. Does it actually have it? Putting it on here. I didn't see the pad inside. And no, it does not seem like those claims were substantiated. And just so you guys understand the proportions of this thing, the S8 itself is supposed to get a little bit thicker, like 0.3 millimeters or so. This one is at least 2 or 3 millimeters thicker, incredibly beefy. So if you've ever handled a Galaxy before and you grab one of these, it will definitely come off as fake. It's heavy, but for the uninformed person, it's a new phone. Maybe Samsung decided to make it thicker. They might think that it's the real deal. It's actually a very, very clever fake. fake. Obviously, most people will know it is not real, but for those few that are just excited to get a new phone, they could be ripped off. So guys, be aware, this is fake. This isn't the real deal, but it's a very good fake. The best I've seen so far, the display at least. So that's that one. Now I do have one in another color. I just wanted to unbox real quick and see how it compares. This one, they decided to include an S7 case. Alrighty then. That looks really, really cool. Let's peel this back. Just want to take a look at how the gold looks. So it's a very clever trick to blend the display. Definitely looks like a Galaxy S8. Is it? Of course not. But yeah, there it is, guys. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8 clone version 2. Much, much better improvements. The original is kind of funny, just the dual camera, the Batman. Yeah, check it out if you haven't. But thanks so much for watching. I'll keep you updated on any news as far as this thing goes. Once it drops, I'm so excited to share all those videos with you. Okay, peace.